never live this early. I'm going to sit here and I'll wait until people join in because this is kind of a surprise thing for me and my Discord, and just wanted to take a moment and we'll chill here while people come in. I'm getting ready actually to go to a dentist appointment that has been months and months and months in the making. So it's at 1 o'clock, so I figured I want to come in and talk to you guys beforehand, because I don't know what I'm gonna be like tomorrow, given the fact what they do. Hey Josh. Yeah, I'm heading to the dentist, to that dental school, and I can't wait to get this all taken care of. I woke up at 6:30 this morning with the most shooting pain in my jaw. I'm just like, I'm so over this shit. It's like, I'm over it. All right, cool. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming in. When you come in, say hello. I'm getting ready right now. I rarely do this where I come on early in the morning, but I did a lot of things on my mind this morning. I have 2 tea bags in this. I am playing around this morning, y'all. Got up at 6:30 this morning with a shooting pain in my jaw. At 1 o'clock, I have to go to the dental school, the Case Western University, and go get this hopefully taken care of finally. It's a saga that I want over with. Okay. First of all, I want to ask you guys today, how are you doing? Are you guys okay? Has anything been going on in your life that you'd like to talk about, get off your chest? Share with us, because I've never, I can't say that there are not communities like this on YouTube, not specifically like this one, because we are a unique one. We are individual one where, we have this, it's not a clique, but it's more of a squad, and we're our best cheerleaders here. We often pick each other back up when one has fallen down. I can't say that no other YouTube channel on YouTube has that, because I haven't been a part of anybody's except like XMC and stuff like that. And the Soap Girls, if I join in on a live stream here and there, I will, Jim Games, Tori, but I just want to know how you guys are, because rarely do you guys get to hear me say, how are you? Is everybody okay? It's mostly me bitching about my problems. And I realized that this morning. I'm like, my God, man, I talk about my problems way too much. And I'm hoping like hell that it doesn't come across me being so needy or playing the victim. I've seen that so many times on my channel, and I'm like, what is wrong with people? What is wrong? This is why people that have gone through traumatic events don't want to share them, because people chastise the hell out of them when they do. And when you're talking about traumatic things, that's a part of your healing journey. You heal through that, being able to, because when you go through something traumatic, the words, you can't find the words. You go to speak and nothing comes out. It's like a fear mechanism is triggered, and you're just like, you freeze up. So I want to know how everyone's doing. Mark Double T, yeah, it was just an impromptu thing. Stuart, hello. Hi, Leo, welcome to the channel. Scott Field, hello. Faded Voices. Paul Lynn, John Gray, watching from work, so can't yeah, be careful, don't get in trouble. Hi, Vic Miller. How about setting some boundaries? Oh, that is oh my God, a great subject, because a lot of in my experiences, I can't say this, like a medical professional can, or a licensed professional, but in my instance, setting boundaries in my experiences, it is such a healthy thing. But when you're with somebody, relationship wise, and they are used to zero boundaries, or they don't respect your boundaries whatsoever, they believe that they shouldn't exist, or that if they do exist, that they should be able to cross those boundaries with no repercussions whatsoever. I think setting boundaries, 1000% okay, especially if you're starting a new relationship. What's a deal breaker? What's your deal breaker? Mine has always been, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't do drugs. And guess what? My boundaries were seen as if, fuck you, I don't care about your boundaries. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And that's the thing with people, you know, some people, they have it in their mindset that you can't tell them what to do. And that giving them healthy boundaries is absolutely like they're imprisoned. Like you're a warden. I've actually been called a warden because I'm like, don't cheat on me. Don't bring me home STDs again. Don't be verbally abusive towards me. Don't be punching holes in the fucking wall. You know, all kinds of shit like that. And that was not seen as a healthy boundary. It was seen as me telling that person what to do. And it's ridiculous. But absolutely, if it helps, you know, you have your own morals and values, right? And you know what the difference between right and wrong is, and what you will tolerate and what you will not tolerate. So absolutely, setting boundaries, 1000% on board with that. I'm dealing with now, what I'm dealing with now in my family, but they don't get it. Depending on what kind of boundaries you're talking about, you know, what kind of boundaries are you talking about? Your family don't get your boundaries. You got to kind of emphasize on that a little bit more, because it's such a vast, you know, it's so vast. It's a like open-ended thing where, you know, I can't decipher what you're saying from just that comment alone. I need you to kind of elaborate on that. Let's see here. Joe Knight, hello. It's your channel. You should talk about what you want. Oh, yeah, I do that all the time, though. I want to know about you guys. I want to know how you guys are doing, if you guys are okay. You know, I did see a comment last night, and you know, it was, I'm not going to put his name out there or put it up for anybody to see, because I don't know if, you know, he wants that to be displayed for everybody, but a man currently going through the same struggles that I once had. And, you know, I feel so bad for people that are struggling currently. Here's the thing, though. I will share my story, and always, I don't care about chasing clout. I've heard that before, chasing clout. When I'm just telling my story of sobriety, I'm trying to influence others to get on board and to see that a recovery from that is possible. And you don't have to follow this AANA program if you don't want to. You could take those principles and apply them in your everyday life. You know, but the only thing I said to him was keep on fighting. And I said, make sure you go to bed sober every night. Therefore, you can wake up in the morning. Then you can actually wake up and have the next day. And you just repeat that cycle. You make sure that your goal for the day is to go to bed sober. You know, and that doesn't mean do drugs or alcohol and then let them wear off and then go to bed, or do drugs until the next day where you're still up and then, you know. But if, like, people, it's really important, if you do slip and fall, that you get back up. And you know, yeah, you should feel bad that you relapsed, but you need to also pinpoint what made you make that decision that day, as far as what triggered me to do this? What triggered me to relapse and basically start over from scratch? Because I have been there before, where I've had periods of sobriety, and something just in the back of my mind was like, do drugs. And I was like, okay. And that was it. You know, pretty simple. So, let's see. Sorry, y'all. I'm still getting ready here. I have like major lineage going on here. Those people think I'm really, really, really stupid, like skeletal, but it's the contouring. Let's see. Let's see. My sister done shitty things to me all my life, and not once she apologized. I'm at the stage in therapy where I can't take it no more, so I told her I don't want to speak to her again until she apologizes. All right. So I think what you need to do is tell her, you know, bring up just bring up one incident where she made you feel really shitty, right? And how she disrespected you, how she treated you poorly, and say, I feel like lower than low because, you know, the action that you took led me to, you know, you disrespected me. And if we want to move forward, I think that we should come to a common ground here and say, I'm sorry. Or, you know what? You might have to accept the fact that she's not going to apologize to you, and you might have to cut ties. Believe you me, I've cut ties with people who I've known all of my life, and, you know, family members as well. And we often want that apology, and it'll never come. It's that closure that you'll never get. That is traumatic. To when you're looking for closure and you won't get it, and you know you won't get it. So it's like eating you up inside. You're like, damn, why can't this person just apologize? Because for some people, it's easier to blame other people for their shortcomings and their failures than own up to that. And so we have the people that can say, you know what, I did you dirty. I'm very sorry. Can we please move on from this? Can you forgive me, please? And then there are the people that are like, I didn't do nothing wrong. Nope. You did this, therefore I did that. You know, and they see it as, you know, it's justifiable in their head. It's crazy. Well, you know, I think that if she will not apologize to you, I think it's best that, you know what? Hey, we can't get along here, if you are okay with the way you treated me, and you cannot apologize and be a grown-ass adult, then we need to go our separate ways. And then my absence from you is going to show you, hey, listen, that was a consequence of your actions. You know, a lot of people, unfortunately, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink, and you can tell them that they've messed up all day until you're blue in the face, and then guess what? They still don't see it. It's like they're in a fog, like they're in their own world, their own bubble. A lot of narcissistic behavior, like you can't tell a narcissist that they have done wrong at all. They're looking at you like you're crazy, like you're the crazy one. You're the one with the personality disorder. And it's like, whoa, okay then. And the best thing to do is just block them and cut them off, because if you are getting so wrapped up in that, and it's stopping you from achieving other things or going about your daily life, man, you're spending too much time on that, whereas you can spend your time doing something more productive and loving yourself, which is the major goal here, is to love yourself and to have a peaceful, fulfilling, happy life. It's like the key to the pursuit of happiness. So, you know, I think absolutely you've made the best decision, you know. And also go off of what your therapist is telling you to do. If your therapist, if you have a good rapport with that therapist, they're going to know you better than some person on YouTube. You know, I don't want to give you any bad advice to where it's going to, you know, ruin your relationship with your sister. But I feel like this, if she has done you so dirty and so wrong, she needs to see you're not going to be around for her to do that anymore. All right. Never get Joe Knight. Never get closure. My dad disowned me when I came out. See, that's wrong. That is so wrong. You know, to disown somebody because of their sexual orientation, man. Why? What's the matter? Like, okay, here's how I explain it to my 4-year-old. I say, some ladies marry men. Some ladies marry ladies. Some men marry women. Some men marry men. And it is what it is. I don't go into any more detail because he's too young to know about that stuff. But it's a shame that people, and I know a lot of my gay friends, a lot of them have been chastised, disowned, simply because they did not grow up to marry a man or a woman. And that's pretty sad. I think if you fall in love with who you fall in love with, and that's it, and your sexual preference is just that. Like, see, I'm a heterosexual female. That is my preference. You know, have I done other things with women? Yes. Okay, so what? Doesn't mean I'm gay. It means that I was bisexual for a moment there, and you know what? I tried it, and it really wasn't for me. So, you know, and it's very sad that somebody's own parent would do that, because look what happens. What happens if one person dies, you know, and which inevitably is going to happen. That's going to happen. Then what? You're okay with disowning your daughter because she's gay. That is so wrong in my eyes. I'm sorry, it is. Hi, Desiree, honey. Hi Marcus. The warning, that band gives me hope. Absolutely, as they should. Those ladies are always sharing inspirational messages in their music and calling it out for what it really is. But most importantly, what the warning has done for me is help me survive. And that song will always and forever be my number one by them. It's just amazing. It's absolutely, I survived one of the worst narcissistic abusive relationships, I think, that, and it was worse than the physically abusive relationship that I had dealt with for 7 years. Because those physical scars, they heal. The emotional ones will never. The words, that some people can say to you, they cut like a knife to the bone, to the soul. And, it's music therapy. Music is so therapeutic, it'll help you get through anything. All right. What's going on here? People are savages. Yes, they sure are. They are. They don't care. Listen, a lot of people do not care about other people. That is a plague in this world. They don't care about other people, and if you do not share the same opinions as they do, oh hellfire, oh my God, you're gonna pay. It's gonna be hellfire and brimstone and all kinds of shit raining down on you. I think like this, that there are people in the world, we are all different. Each and every one of us. We are not a carbon copy of one another. And we all have our own opinions. We all have our own taste in music, in food, in clothing, in favorite geographical or geographical favorite places on earth to visit. Some people are cat people, some people are dog people. And the world has become so numb to the fact that it's okay to disagree and not think so much alike that people literally attack one another. I'm not okay with that in the slightest bit. I don't think that anybody should be attacked because they have a different view. Now, I put all my stuff away and I can't find my brush. I think it's not okay that if you have a different view than I do, that I attack you. That's not okay. It really isn't. And that's the way the world is today. I've seen a lot of videos today on YouTube prompting me to do this live today and seeing a lot of comments on YouTube. It was just disheartening to say the least because people love to attack one another. And I attribute this to, being a keyboard warrior because, a lot of people, especially online, are going to say hurtful things to you. But, those are the type of people that you definitely know are not going to say it to your face. Or you're just, you got to brush it off and have thicker skin. And for Christ's sakes, I think that if you see a video on YouTube or anywhere for that matter, I can't find my highlighting brush. Well, for the love of Pete's. Now, I think like this. If you don't like what you see, scroll past. Stop watching the video. Nobody told you that you had to stay there and spew hatred. It's really sick. I've seen a lot of bullying today that, I remove comments like that I deem as bullying or attacking other people. And that's my channel. I can do whatever I want to. I'm going to do that. I'm going to remove that because I don't want people to feel attacked. I like this to be a safe place free of toxicity. And if you don't like reaction videos, you don't have to watch them. If you have nothing but hateful shit to say, I don't want it on my channel. I don't want people to feel attacked. I don't like that. Oh, did Roman hide your makeup stuff? Man, he was so cute yesterday. Oh my God. He made me such a lovely, like a Easter bunny print. The lady I take him to made him with his footprint, made him a beautiful little painting with a cotton ball as a tail and stuff. I'll post a picture of it. It's really cute. Yeah, he was just such an adorable kid yesterday. Just a sweet-natured human being. And this is what we have to worry about mostly as our children. You know, our children are the future, and they need to see a good environment to grow up in. They need to not, like, we'll go back to healthy boundaries, right? I don't want my kid around drugs. I don't want my kid, you know, around a bunch of arguing and, you know, turmoil. I don't want my son around that. I don't want my son around distasteful people. You know, I'm a mother, and I'm as a parent, we have a sole duty to protect our kids and raise them with good morals and values and protect them with everything that we've got. And yeah. Hello, Mike. What's up, bud? Ain't seen you in a while. How you doing? You gotta love it when people tell us how to run our own channels. Trolls are idiots. Well, I just don't understand what possesses somebody to sit there and just type out an essay of hatred. Like, you should do this. You should stop talking so much. Quit pausing. It's like, or we get the, oh, you're just stealing from the, where you're like, if I do like, I'm just going to use the warning as an example. I don't think I've ever once seen this on a video that I've done of the warnings where people are like, you're stealing from the warning. And it's like quite the opposite. I'm actually giving them the ad revenue, you know, because when you do copyrighted music and copyrighted, you know, you're doing reaction videos, that is going to the copyright owners. Like who I love so much, Ryan Upchurch, man. I'm getting these copyright warnings from stuff way back in like back in the day. And this is not Ryan Upchurch's fault. Somebody does that for him. They find stuff on the internet, people reacting to his music, and then they say, hey, this is Ryan's music. Well, you can dispute it. You can dispute that. You can file a claim. I do. I don't care what any other reactors do. That's none of my business. I'll dispute that shit. You know what I said? Creek Squad, motherfucker. And then they unblocked it literally 2 minutes later. And I just keep getting it, and I keep saying, motherfucker Creek Squad. He just unblocks it. It's funny. I like Ryan Upchurch. I think he's one of the funniest people ever. I put makeup on very easy. I ain't going all out today. I'm going to the dentist, man. I can get very elaborate with my makeup. I've never done a video where I'm just like, here, I'm just going to do my makeup while I talk to you guys, you know. Plum? Who's Plum? Thank you, Jamie. I like your, the record, that LP of your picture. That's awesome. Suppose baby people to treat them like, Desiree, I love this comment. Like, are we supposed to baby people and treat them like delicate pottery? Absolutely not. How should you be respectful to people? Yeah, but if they're one of those people that are overtly offended by everything, you're breathing, oh my God, I'm offended. Yeah, no. No, those are the people that, you know, I was just watching Karen videos, and I'm stuck on this channel. I love watching other channels like Officer Tatum, the Odin's son, I think his name is, and he was doing a bunch of Karen videos, and let me see if I can pull him up. I hope I don't get a copyright strike for this. Who knows? The guy seems pretty all right, so I'm not really genuinely worried about him doing that, but you never know. I was just on his channel, Odin's son. He's quite funny. Let's see. Oh no. Oh my! First of all, War Kings featuring Queen of the Damned did Odin's son. Did a reaction. I'm going to do a reaction video to that because my son's middle name is Odin. I picked out that name. Here, Odin's Men. This is his channel. Odin's Men. And I subscribed to him a couple of weeks ago. He's got about 204,000 subscribers. The wokest people on the planet. There was, let me see. There was a Karen's, I think. He does all this shit on like the woke people that are the wokest and the people that are, you know, just slamming the white privilege and all that stuff. That's a myth. You know, we have to honestly tell you right now, I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's no such thing as white privilege. I know plenty of white men who go to work every day, very hard workers, and they work for what they have. Money. Now we're talking. If you have money, you have privilege. There was a video on, TikTok is really infamous for spreading this bullshit, hatred, division that's going on. They fuel that fire, and it's like, dudes, don't you want to see people get along? Because I know I do. I don't like to see people like separated because of race. We got rid of segregation long ago. Like, I'm talking, what, in the 60s? So 60 years ago, we got rid of segregation. We're bringing that back, and we're taking a back step, and we're going backwards tenfold. So I keep far away from TikTok. I've watched a couple videos. That's how I got connected with the girl Noelle from American Honey Lashes, and I gained a friend actually through that. But like these people that, and Tom McDonald said it best, the fake wokeness is just, it's crazy. Now, here's the perfect world. This is my vision of a perfect world. You do you, I do me, and we can live together and coexist completely peacefully. That's a perfect world. Like what you do, hey, that's okay. Be you. What I do, let me do that. And we'll be gravy, right? Not so much. It's people are always in one another's business. They're always got a phone out. That was the video that I was watching this morning, where these people are going to fast food restaurants and just, this irritates me so much. Now, I don't care if somebody's working in a suit and in a skyscraper. I don't give a shit if they're working behind a counter at a Wendy's. They're still working, and that is still their job. You don't go to their job and harass them because you didn't get hot sauce. Or they hung up on you when you asked them what their business hours were. The lady went to the Wendy's and started to berate the manager and the staff with her phone out. She's recording for TikTok. And it's like, why are you doing that? If somebody hung up on you after you called them about their business hours, okay, if you find out they're open, go in there and order their food, because they're serving you food. Those are the last people that you want to piss off, because some people don't give a shit if they spit in your drink or food or nothing, right? They don't care. And there are some people that won't, but are you willing to take that risk? I know I'm not. I'm going to be polite to the people that are serving me food. So she should have taken that as, okay, they're open, get my food, leave. Oh no, she went in there and was berating them and recording them. This guy pulled out a bullhorn and everything. It was classic. I was like, hell yeah. But I don't care if somebody's working on Wall Street or at a Wendy's. You treat people with respect, and the customer is not always right. I think we're all taught that the customer is always right. No, they're not. If I'm, let's say I'm working at McDonald's or something, and you come in there with a cell phone looking to get views and clicks on TikTok, I'm gonna have a problem with it. I'm going to have a major problem with it, but the lack of respect, that I think it has to do with self-respect, you guys, honestly, because look, I was taught like this, right? You can't respect others until you respect yourself. If you have zero self-respect, how the hell are you going to respect anybody else? Or you respect everybody else but yourself. I've seen that happen too, where, they're those nurturers, those caretaker type people, but that is, that one can cause you some serious psychological damage. I'm just saying. Case in point. Oh, let's see. So how are we doing? Where's the white privilege? Man, no. Look, I was pulled over by the police, and I was respectful. So I was given a warning. Okay. There was a time where I wasn't nice to the cops, right? I was an absolute jerk off. I was itching to go to jail. I literally called the guy's wife a cocksucking whore. Like, your wife sucks cocks over there on the corner. That's what I said. I was on drugs. Okay. I was on drugs. Thank you, Marcus. I was on drugs, right? So Yeah, I wasn't using my best judgment, nor was I respectful to that cop. Do you know what happened? My ass got thrown on the ground with my hands behind my back and the wind knocked out of me. Oops, you tripped over my boot. Yeah, I sure did. I shut up. And I think that the lack of respect for the people have for themselves, let alone for other people, is just nil. It's gone. It's literally gone. And in schools, we need to teach kids, the how to prepare themselves for a brighter future, for college, and prepare them for a college education, and then leave all the other stuff out of it. I know there's a big thing going on. I know, Joe, you might not see the same views as me, but that's okay. With the Florida passed a law stating that the grades K through 3 should not be hearing about sexuality. Now, it is up to the parents, I think. This is my opinion. So, it is up to the parents to teach their children about that. Like I told you before, I told my son, hey, sometimes a lady marries a man, sometimes a lady marries a woman. And I just left it at that, because in no way, shape, or form am I going to talk to him about sex and heterosexual sex or homosexual sex. I'm just not going to do it, because he's not at that age where before he hits puberty, right on that cusp. That's when I can talk to him a little bit about it, But at his 4-year-old age, that should not go in his mind whatsoever. So a lot of people deem it as the Don't Say Gay bill, but they're leaving out the, hey, let's grades K through 3. No. And I agree with that. I think that when kids are exposed to anything sexual at that young of age, it's very detrimental to their development, and they're confused, and then they want to explore. Like sex education, let me tell you guys, the rate for teenage pregnancy and STDs has skyrocketed since they started using sexual education in schools. And when I was in school, you know what they taught us? They said, abstinence. Don't do it. And, I'm in a junior high school, right? Where there's raging hormones, right? All these teenagers have these raging hormones. What do you think they're going to do? They're seeing a lot of, let's say music videos where there's hypersexualizing women. They're seeing, a lot of, especially today, back in my day, no, in the 90s, in the early 90s, not really. We didn't see that a lot of what we see today. But I think that our children absolutely have to be protected from that. Do I think that gay and trans should have rights? Fuck yeah, they should. They're human beings, and we all should have human rights. And do I think that parents should disown a child because, or not a child? I'm going to leave children out of this, because my children to me are sacred. They're just precious. If I'm going to say, if an adult 18 and plus comes up to their parent and says, Mom, Dad, I am gay, they should say, okay, cool. All right then, do you. That's fine. That's your choice. I'm not for these parents out there who are telling their children that they are transgender at like 4, 5, 6 years old. A lot. I was watching a video the other day where there was a little boy who has 3 sisters, and they said, our child is transgender, and he was 6. And I'm going, because he always wants to wear girls' clothing, he always wants to play with dolls. Well, of course, because he's got 3 sisters, 3 times the girls' clothing, 3 times the girls' toys. Now, my son, and listen, this is how I parent. I'm not saying all of you guys have to follow suit, but this is how I parent my son. He is a boy. He was born a boy. Okay, his gender was not picked at birth. He didn't just sprout penis and a testes when I popped him out in utero. From week 7 to 12, that's like from 7 to 12 weeks in utero. Like when you figure out, hey, I missed my period. That's when those children start forming their sex organs. My son knows he is a boy. He knows he has male parts. He knows he's not a girl, and I think it's borderline abusive to teach your children that. Now, if you grow up in a transgender home, if you have transgender parents, if you're a gay couple, you know what? Explain to your child, hey, listen, you have two mommies, or you have a trans mom, trans dad, whatever, but that should be it. I don't think our children should hear about sex at all, how it works, you know? They really, a child who hears about sex at a young age, it's extremely psychologically damaging. I was exposed to sex extremely young. I was 5 years old when I was assaulted by a neighbor and his son. And it really messed me up. It traumatized me. Now, I'm not saying that's the same thing, because no, it's not. But it can have the same psychological damages on a child. So we have to protect them. And if they ask questions, you know, explain to them how you would explain it to that age bracket. Like if you have a 4-year-old, how I explain it to my son. Some ladies marry ladies, some ladies marry men. That's it. It's whoever they fall in love with. And you know what? He doesn't press the issue. Okay. And that's it. My son does not see hatred against people. He doesn't see people if they have a different skin color, ethnicity, nothing. He'll play with you regardless. And I've seen a lot of videos too where all white people are racist. This critical race theory. It's like, I beg to differ. My son does not grow up seeing colors, and nor should he, because all he needs to know is that everybody's the same. Some people just have darker skin than he does. And that's how I explain it to him, if he were to ask me. But up to date, no, he has not asked me about anything about skin color or the difference. He just plays with whoever he plays with. And this is why we need to protect our children, because our minds are so damn innocent. They are so innocent. Their souls are pure. You know, I treat them like the purest of pure, the purest of pure gold. Double T, hello. Oh, God. Yeah, elementary school, Marcus, I like how you said this. Elementary school should be for reading, writing, and arithmetic. Yes. Yeah, they should be learning how to write their name. I don't know why they got rid of cursive language in school. I loved learning cursive. I was so excited when I got to do my name in cursive and figure out how to write in cursive. They've taken that out. Anything and everything that we've learned that, you see the people in our era that are successful, they're not breaking the law. They're not, some of them are, but I see a lot of the people that I went to school with, we're doing just fine in life. Why do we have to change things, I think that we need to psychologically protect our kids, but if they ask us questions, tell them about it through their age. Okay. As a parent, you want the child to be innocent in terms of their mentality. Absolutely, Joshua. Yes. I think that, how are you going to explain to a 4-year-old? I'm going to use my son as an example. He is the most precious fucking thing ever. And I'm not just saying that because he's my son. It's because I mean it. His heart is so big. It's like his heart is 10 times the size of his chest, right? How am I going to explain to my child, say he is watching a Disney movie, and I'm using Disney because I seen a video. I have a Ben Shapiro video coming out. As soon as it's done editing, I will release it and let y'all know about it and whatnot. So, my son sees a Disney movie. I'm just putting this hypothetically out there, because I haven't seen this yet. I hope I'm not. I did cancel my Disney Plus account, because I don't want my son exposed to sexuality. I explained it to him the best way I could as a parent. It's up to the parent to decide, not the schools, not Disney. If he sees a man kissing another man, okay, on a Disney film, right? Which, or let me use this as a better example. Yes, I'm painting my eyebrows on. I'm not so lucky anymore. I used to have really thick, awesome, bushy eyebrows, but I don't anymore. There was a bus, lady on a bus, and there was these advertisements with these extremely explicit, hypersexual advertisements on the bus. And she just went ballistic and ripped them off. Some Asian lady. It was actually a great video. Hi, Homer. Hi, Bud. Hi, Wawas. And so she went absolutely ballistic. And this is a public bus mind you, where women take their children on, and kids do not need to see that. I don't care if they're straight, bisexual, trans, or gay. I don't give a shit. I don't care if it's a white woman kissing a black man. In no way, shape, or form should my child see somebody putting their tongue down another person's throat. That is hypersexualization and exposing our children to that. And, you know, I'm not a very religious person. I'm not. I use a lot of the same moral principles of many religions, and I put those into practice into my life, because I don't follow any one specific religion, because I just don't. I think that some religions have the best, you know, I take the best from every one of them. And I think it makes just like the best morals and values, right? I think that our children, you know, they should be protected. They should be taught the difference between right and wrong. But they should also not be exposed to such, you know, adult themed things. Whereas, and if this was a bus in hedonism, Jamaica, fine. Advertise all that you want, because that's all adults seeing that. But in no way, shape, or form should I don't think that kids should be like, "Mommy, what's that?" And then you have to explain that to them, and try your best to, on the spot, on the fly, come up with an explanation. You know, back in the day when my mom didn't want me to see nothing, she put her hands over my eyeballs, and you know, I would be like, "What is that?" It honestly didn't work, because you know, I was intrigued even more so. And I wanted to see what was going on, you know. I wanted to see what was so taboo that she had to cover my eyeballs, you know. My mom really, she never had that sex talk with me because of what happened to me as a child. You know, it was a really bad time in my life, and I know that being exposed to such a degree where I was exposed to sex at 5 years old, like, I think that it was huge on my psyche. You know, it was really bad. Hey, Gorf, what's up? All right, see you, Marcus. I think we should teach our children, you know, to be tolerant of diversity. And not, you know, if you feel a certain type of way about a gay person, let's say you're homophobic, and you have children, or you're a racist, you have children. I've seen this videos too before, and it fucking sickened me. If you have those kinds of views, very hateful views, don't taint your children with that shit. Don't, you know, because children, they're not born to hate. They do not come out the womb hating people. That's taught. And teaching kids about racism as well is very detrimental to them as well, because you're teaching people that they're oppressed based off of you know, based off of race, when it's culture. Culture has a lot to do with oppression, and it has a lot to do with people not graduating from school, not having fathers in their homes, and it's fucked up. It's sad. It saddens me to see kids turning to gangs instead because they have no father figures at home. And, you know, another thing that is, you know, I'm not saying that I'm religious again, but, you know, like the Bible, a lot of things, you know, when you take God out of a lot of things and good morals and values, it really does open the door for more evilness to come in, and people to just, you know, be hedonistic and you know, it's the wokeness that's going on today in the world is so terrible, because they teach or they preach all this shit, but they are so hypocritical, because if you don't agree with them, they're just attacking you verbally, physically. It's kind of ridiculous, and I'm over it. I think it's bullshit. Let's see. Disney and the fake don't say gay bill or was signed in by DeSantis. Yeah, it's not don't say gay. That's not the law. The law is do not teach this to our children's grade K through 3, which I completely agree with. I think that, you know, if there's a homosexual couple and you have children in your home, that's your business. I'm not going to tell another parent how to parent their kids. That's one of the worst things that you could do, is try to tell a parent how to parent their children, or for a company such as Disney to take it upon themselves to teach children about this and not let the parents. You're overstepping your boundaries. There we go back to that word again, boundaries. You're overstepping your boundary here. You're overstepping your boundaries, and you're teaching our children stuff that we should be teaching them, but in the world that's so focused on pronouns and all of this, that, and the other, it's like, when does this end? How does this end? How do we get back to where we once were, where everything was fine? Like, when can we get to a place where you do you, I do me, and we can coexist awesome and peacefully? Where? When will that levee break? I wish it would already, because I'm about sick and tired of the world being so goddamn divided. And people just, it's so intolerant. They want diversity, but they're so intolerant to other people's beliefs. And they're stripping you of your freedoms of speech. And I am all for freedom of speech. I think, hey, listen, you got something to say it. By all means, say it. But I take it extremely personally when people try to parent, take and teach my son something that he has you have no business doing that. Disney, no. Boys and girls. They got rid of that boys and girls. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm very respectful. If I see, let's say I'm at a store, some gentlemen, if they open the door for me, I'm going to say, thank you, sir. That is just how I was raised. And my son, he is taught, say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And when you are taking away and stripping that away from somebody and saying they can't say that, you're stripping away their freedom of speech and all of the good morals and values that they're taught. They're taught to be respectful. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yes, sir, no, sir. That is what my children are taught. And don't tell my son that he can't say that. And Disney, I mean, you're making little girls and little boys think that it's wrong to be a boy or a girl. What is wrong with people? I don't understand it. It really is fucking irritating. The only woke triggered that can interpret is don't say, you know what? If they cannot read the bill where it says do not expose the children's grade, kindergarten through third grade, then I don't know how much clearer that gets. God, and fourth grade is pushing it. Fifth grade is pushing it. Sixth grade, seventh grade, okay. But there was a child, Officer Tatum shared, a lady had posted a ninth grader's homework talking about, are you homosexual and all this and that and the other. And that should be left to not as homework. But if you are a child who is in ninth grade, you're 16 years old, and you go to your guidance counselor and say, I need some help coming out to my parents, then fine. Yes, by all means, they should have gay, LGBTQ counselors on staff, but in no way, shape, or form should we be forcing this. People, because if you overtly force this, then all these kids are going to grow up to think, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay. But what if they're not? What if they're just following a trend? And there's a lot of people, now I'm seeing a lot of videos where these kids have transitioned and then transitioned back because it did even far more psychological damage to them. When you strip somebody of their individuality, that's when problems arise. That's when people have problems. Okay. DeSantis passed here, let's pull it up. DeSantis. Okay. I just put up DeSantis bill. Okay. Here is... Okay, I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull this up real quick. I'm going to blow this up because I want you all to see this. Okay, Fox News, Tampa Bay. DeSantis has signed parental rights in education bill. And then MSNBC... DeSantis strongly indicates his support of Don't Say Gay bill. That is not what the bill says. The bill says parental rights in education. That's the bill. Okay. Fatherhood bill. What a great, that's amazing. Fatherhood bill. Yes, absolutely. All right, let's watch this. Oh, it's live. Is it live? Here. Let's get rid of that. Okay. He's ducking. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, I don't believe nothing CNN says, and a lot of them are fake news. It's very grainy, I'm sorry. Sorry for the quality.
It's great to be at Classical Preparatory School, so I want to thank them for hosting us. And we've got an all-star cast of folks here that are joining us. We have Richard Corcoran, Commissioner of Education, who many people around here know. We also have January Littlejohn, who's a parent from Leon County, who's going to speak. Erin Lovely, who's also a parent from Palm Beach County, and she's going to speak. We have our Speaker of the House.
All right, hold on a second here. All right, so it says here, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is expected to sign the Parental Rights in Education Act into law during a visit to Classical Preparatory School in Spring Hill. The bill bars instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity to young public school students. Meaning, you are a teacher, you do not teach my children, our young children, grades kindergarten through third grade, about sexual orientation or gender identity. All right, hold on. I want to try to find a video on this. Let's see. Teacher teaches gender. Okay, gender roles. All right. Here we go. Oh! Oh, get out of here. This was 5 years ago. Here.
Joining us now with reaction to New Jersey mom of two, Kristen Sinclair.
Oh, boy.
Kristen, this story has my blood just boiling. I'm literally
think of this as a parent, you guys.
So tell me,
think of this as a parent.
In 2020, when we were all just trying to get the schools open, right?
Absolutely. It's very shameful that the groups that put this curriculum together did so while everyone was being told to hide in your house and worry about, and the air was filled with COVID, and they were intending on changing our children's hearts and minds in 2022 when everything was better. It's very frustrating, but we've been on top of it, my group, in the last year, so we were ready for this fight for the summer.
So here's what the education guidelines say. They say, discuss the range of ways people express their gender and how gender role stereotypes may limit behavior. 3 R's, pink, blue, and purple. They also say define gender identity and gender role stereotypes. There's just all kinds of stuff in here. I think probably the most shocking is that one of the resources
K through
that
12.
they offer teachers to talk or to offer in their curriculum is a website called Amaze. And this Amaze website really normalizes porn. It's in an animated format that makes it super kid-friendly and fun and tells kids that, it's normal. And there's all kinds of very sexually explicit material, correct?
Yes, and that organization is assisting the curriculum developers in New Jersey, but the real drivers behind...
All right. I'm one that likes to debunk things. So I'm going to I pulled up Amaze. More info, less weird. This is what the website says. Amaze takes awkward out of sex ed. Real info in fun animated videos that give you the answers that you actually want to know about sex, your body, and relationships. How do I block this from my children? Let's go to educators. Let's see. Lesson plans. 3 R's. Grade 4. Grade 4. Grade 4. Grade 5. Okay, then. They took out grades K through 3. I see. 7th, 8th. 8th grade STD basics. I think that's wonderful to teach kids. Absolutely. But what sucks is that you could be faithful and get an STD. Try unveiling that one to yourself. Try figuring that one out. Okay, so I see that they've taken out grades K through 3. But in still grade 4, how old are you in grade 4? 10? You're 10 years old. Making sense of puberty. Figuring out friendships. Taking a stand against bullying. Wonderful. I think that's great. Puberty and reproduction, grade 5. Yeah, you're still kind of pushing it with like 11. But, you know, I had my period when I was 12. So let's see. I want to see the videos. Let's go back. Delivering sex ed in the digital age. Video age guide. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, generally appropriate for ages 3 and up. Purple. Okay, let's go to purple. Okay. Parenting guides. Maze coloring books. Playlist for parents. I want to see these videos. COVID-19 resources. Ugh. So sick of seeing that. Okay, it's around the world. I want to see these videos. Educator toolkits. Emotional health. Oh boy. Sexuality and tech toolkit. Is sexting okay? No, it's not. Because that's some child pornography type shit. Talking without speaking, the role of texting in relationships, being smart, safe online. I think that's important to teach kids to be safe online. We don't know what our children are looking at. Oh, I'm not continuing on for a while, honey. I got to go see the dentist, Tori. I can come back afterwards, maybe if I'm not with Roman. I want to see. Let's see, sexual orientation. Ah, fuck.
Hi there. Ready for today's topic?
I don't know.
What is sexuality and who is sexual? It covers a lot of topics, like how our bodies look, how our body works, our romantic feelings, our friendships, and family relationships.
If my little boy, I swear, no, not a girl. Stay away from the girls.
Everyone for their whole lives. Sexuality starts before a baby is born, since people are constantly asking about the gender, making assumptions about its behavior, picking colors for the baby's room, and even what toys they play with. As we grow up, we get a lot of messages from the media, our religions, our cultures, and families about what is okay and
My mom
not
did
okay.
that.
A lot of these messages are so subtle and happen over such a long amount of time that we don't even realize where some of our ideas about sexuality even...
Stop a sec. Stop. First of all, they're really basically demonizing, like, teaching kids about God in school. I don't like that.
came from. The movies might make you feel like you need to be thin to be attractive, but you realize later that you were attractive just the way you were all along. All of these messages often influence how we think about ourselves.
I want to know
Our
what the
sexuality
grade rating
includes
is.
the messages we get about gender roles, or when a person is expected to act a certain way based on how society views their gender. Maybe you don't want to be a girly girl, or you feel like you want to be, but society doesn't make it feel okay to be that way.
Why? What the hell are they teaching our kids?
Or
man?
you really don't care for either and are more than happy to be just who you are. Who you are attracted to, often called sexual orientation, is also part of a person's sexuality. Remember, it isn't just
What the
what
fuck
you
are
do
you
with
sh-
someone, It's also how that someone makes you feel.
You're showing this to children.
For example, you could feel attracted to people of your same gender or another gender without ever having touched someone. That doesn't make those feelings any less valid.
Oh,
You don't have to have romantic or sexual feelings for anyone at all, either.
how about you shouldn't have sexual feelings at all until oh fuck my life. Oh boy. Oh
It
boy.
doesn't matter if you're
What about when they showed that clip with the nun teaching premarital sex being bad, and like, no, that's not. Our children should be taught that, hey, listen, when we give our bodies to somebody, we love them, we fall in love with them, and then we share our bodies with them, we get married, we stay married. You know, my family was all for, you know, being married long term, or if it doesn't work out, you get a divorce. But, you know, God damn, man, what is going on here?
young.
I'm sorry,
Old.
dude, this is fucked up.
It doesn't matter what your body can physically do or can't do. If you're religious or not, if you've survived trauma, the shape and size of your body, the color of your skin, your gender identity don't matter. Everyone is sexual, and it is all amazing. Thank
Wow.
you so much for watching this video.
Putting kids with
To see
adults.
more videos from this series, please follow the link to
I fucking don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Sexual. Do we just do gender identity? Yeah. This is gender identity, sexual orientation. How to be an ally. Yeah, you should be tolerant of LGBTQ plus minus whatever they're coming up with today. I always just said like LGB, and then T was introduced, so LGBT, and then Q plus, and it gets confusing. It just, you know, it really does. Oh my God, it has changed already. LGBTQIA plus. The only problem I had is when people exploit the fact that trans women can use the women's restroom, and they're not really transgendered. They are attacking people in the bathroom and sexually assaulting them. That's the problem that I have, is that people will use that loophole and say that they're transgender, and they're not. But to be an ally, you know what? Be tolerant. You don't have to be an ally or an adversary to anybody. And you don't have to prove yourself that you're an ally to anybody or any organization or any type of bullshit that's going on today in the world. This fake wokeness shit. No. Be tolerant to diversity, absolutely. And don't be fucking hateful. It's so easy. But I want to show you guys this because it's absolutely true. I will never let Roman watch that. I'm sorry. That's just me as a parent. Let's see. Okay. Hold on. Okay. I know there's some stuff in the female transgender prison being asked to move out of a male prisons. I'll talk about trans. We had a couple transgender inmates where I was, and they had full reproductive organ surgery where their male parts were transformed into female parts. And they were in female prison because of, you know, you don't want them being sexually assaulted. But I said here, man sexually assaults woman. Hold on. I know I seen it on the news where there was a Apex man follows woman in a bathroom, sexually assaults her. I know I seen it in the news. Look at this. Investigating alleged sexual assault of girl by multiple students in boys' bathroom. That's effed up, man. I taught Roman today that we don't be mean to ladies. We are respectful, and because he asks questions about what happened in life, and I tell him, in the simple terms as a 4-year-old would understand, and I tell him, sometimes people don't treat you nice and respectfully. You have to be respectful towards women, and you don't hit them. You don't be mean to them. And, that's how I basically said it. I've seen it in the news. My search is coming up fruitless because the news really doesn't like to report on these types of things, where a man had claimed to be transgender, and I think this has not happened only once. I think this has happened on several occasions, where somebody uses that loophole saying that they're transgender, but then they use the women's bathroom to sexually assault women and assault children and stuff. And a lot of people, before, when LGBT was brought into light, and this organization was brought, all of these different letters for what have you, whatever sexual orientation somebody is, the pedophiles tried to jump on board with that and say that they're sexually attracted to children and that should be okay. There's actually an organization for people that are attracted to children, and I think that's called NAMA or something. I'm not sure what it is, but it's messed up. And I think that, just a long story short, I think we should not be sexualizing and just making all of this, whatever's going on in the world, to infiltrate our children's minds. I think that as a parent, that is our duty, not a teacher's duty. A teacher is paid to teach. You go to college to learn how to teach and follow a curriculum. And, when you're teaching kids about, the white man is the oppressor, and just because you're black, you're oppressed, that's damaging to a child's psyche as well. And children should be taught that you can set goals and achieve them no matter what skin color you are. And the critical race theory, what I've seen so far, is teaching children that the white man is this giant oppressor, when in fact culture has a lot to do with the problems in the world today, like the killings that are going on. And money is privilege, not the color of someone's skin. Saying white privilege all the time. You're going to tell me my son, just because he was popped out white skin, that he's privileged? Absolutely not. If he breaks the law, he has to be upheld to that standard of, if you don't follow the law, you'll go to jail. I don't care what color you are. And no judge in their right minds will. If you break the law, no matter if you're white or black, you're going to jail, or you're going to get the ticket for speeding. It's, and how you are, my son, like I was taught to be respectful towards police officers, he will be taught the same, when he's a teenager, and he's going to be taught, hey, listen, you wear your seatbelt no matter what, you don't text and drive, he's got good morals and values. And I think that those are slipping away, and the teachers are overstepping their boundaries. Disney, for fuck's sakes, man, we pay the what makes Disney so successful is the parents' money. Disney World is astronomically high, $100 a ticket per person, and then their food is absolutely ridiculous. The resorts to stay there are absolutely preposterous, and it's the parents' money that is going towards that. And Disney was, when Walt Disney formed Disney, it was a magical land, fantasy. None of this shit should apply to children. They should be happy and find solace and in that fairy tale that Walt Disney World was. And what they are today is nothing like they were when Walt Disney created it. Hey, what's up? What happened to equal opportunity does not ensure equality of outcome. Well, I'll tell you what, it's skewed. The world today, the views are absolutely just messed up. And a lot of people in the fake woke community especially are, they're so hell-bent on you being tolerant of their ideologies, But if you're not, they attack you. And I think that's wrong. I think, hey, listen, man, if people are not, we're not built the same way. We don't think the same things. We don't have the same taste in music, food. You know, we all have you have different taste buds. Some sour things taste good to you. They don't taste good to me. And I think that the people are so intolerant of individuality, but they want you to accept what they are. But goddamn, if you disagree with them, yeah, it's taxing on the mind. That's for sure. Oh, so God, had a guy on social media that said God was going to judge me because I'm white. Well, I don't know if God truly exists. I have no idea. If, you know, I don't know. I wasn't, you know, I have not died yet, thankfully. I'm not gonna attack people either if they believe in God. Like, so what? That's their belief system. Whatever. You know, I think that each religion holds a strong morality, strong values, core values. And yeah, people should have good values, good morals, you know. I don't think that people should be attacked and using God. You know, it reminds me of when I was a child growing up. My grandma, if I would fall down and get hurt or something, she would say, God punished you for, you know, running around the house with my slipper, or just something that I did bad, you know, and I would get hurt. Like karma in a way got me. She would say, God punished you. And I'm like, damn, you know, yeah, you know, look, if God is real, then you know what? He's the only person that should be or the only being that should be judgmental towards another person. Like, oh Lord, we have enough judges in the country anyway behind benches that really shouldn't be there in the first place, you know, but to judge somebody else. And you know, what's so messed up is that if that would have happened on Facebook, and if you would have reported that comment as hate speech, it would have not been taken down. It's absolutely okay with Twitter, with Facebook and Instagram if you are attacked while you have white skin. If you are being prejudiced against while you have white skin. Let me tell you something. Racism. It means you're prejudiced against somebody based off the color of their skin. And it does not mean that just because a person of color is prejudiced against a white person, that is indeed racism. And it's seen in society's eyes that is not. That people of color cannot be racist. I don't give a shit. You're a human being, and anybody and everybody is capable of that. If you are taught that. If you are not, if my kid ever were to start saying that shit, I'm smacking him upside the head and be like, no. Everybody bleeds the same. If you turn, and this is how I used to explain it to my son Matthew. If you turn us inside out, if you were to flip somebody's skin, no matter if because he asked me when I was a little kid, like, how come this kid's darker than I am? I said, look, if you flip his skin inside out, he looks the same as you do. He just has more melanin in his skin, making him a little darker than you are. That's it. That's exactly how I explained it to, I think Matthew was in like first grade when I explained that to him. So he was about 6 years old. And that was it, you know, but I definitely think that Mark Zuckerberg is a poison to the world, and he will allow that, and it's not okay. Because if it doesn't matter what race you are, if somebody is targeting you based off the color of your skin, then yes, they are racist. It's so fucking cut and dry. And I don't think the dictionary has changed much over the years. So yeah, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. Look at, I don't know. I'm not, absolutely, it goes both ways. Absolutely. And here's the thing. this is what children like. I don't think CRT should be taught in school. What I think should be taught is that everybody's different. We have different ethnicities, and tolerance for diversity should definitely be taught. And history should be taught, because therefore we have to show people how advanced we have come, and not try to erase history as if it never happened. Because when we brush things under the rug, guess what happens? History tends to repeat itself, doesn't it? So, you know, and I think that if you were to see anybody being racist openly, I don't care who they are, you should say something about it. You should absolutely say something about it then and there. And if you're out in public and if you see something messed up, you should stand up for somebody. And what you shouldn't do is sit there and break out your phone and ruin this person's life. What you should do is humiliate them then and there on the spot, so that they get a little more humble, get some more humility in their life for acting a fool and being called out on their shitty behavior then and there on the spot. You know, and it's taken a huge impact on people, like bands. For instance, Ronnie Radke talking about, you know, with the zombified shit that he said 10 years ago is being brought up by cancel culture. You know, and I see why Electric Callboy, I see now why they changed their name, you know, because growing up, you know, I'm not anywhere near Alaska. I'm way far away from Alaska. So when we were kids, we talked about Eskimo pies and all kinds of stuff. We didn't know. And I am so like, I don't pay attention to this shit anymore. I just don't, because I don't let if you see color all the time, that is stopping you from living your life and having a good, fulfilling, healthy, happy life. You know, I want to laugh. I want to be boisterous. I don't want to deal with this racism shit left and right and fucking hear all this bullshit every fucking day. I don't want to hear that. It's taxing on my psyche. I don't want to hear it. I like to be happy, and I like to see other people happy. So I get it why they changed their name, because it's offensive to some people, and I guess that's a slur, okay? All right then, but to attack somebody, you can mention it one time to somebody and say, yo, hey, this is a slur. Oh, okay, take it down. All right, we'll do that. We'll change it. No problem. But then to keep going, they keep going, and they keep going, and they keep going, and they browbeat, and it's not fair. It's not. It was already taken down. Stop attacking them. I see it all the time. Oh, they grew up. They finally grew up and changed their name. I've seen a lot of comments like that. It's like, dude, so can you just fucking drop it already? It's done. It's over with. But it's like with cancel culture, you give them an inch and they try to keep taking miles. And it's like, when is it? They're never happy. If there was a resolution, a peaceful resolution, they don't want to see that. They want to see the bickering, the fighting. And I, for one, do not like division. I don't like the tension. I don't like it. I don't like to live in a world where it's tense, and you know, what can we do about it? We could just continue on, you know, and hope like hell that our children don't have to deal with this. Hopefully it comes to an end and everybody can coexist. You know, it's so crazy. I'd seen a TikTok video. A girl was on there, a young girl. She says, why can't I have white pride? That's what she said on her video. It was on that Odin's channel. And you know, if you say that, then you are a nationalist, you're a neo-Nazi, blah, blah, blah. But everybody else can be proud of their skin color. Me, how I see it, and this is how the world should see it. And I'm not just saying that because I think other people should see things the way I do, but this is the one that makes the most sense. Why the fuck you proud of your skin color, which you had nothing to do with? You popped out that way. You popped out the womb that way. Why are you proud of that? That is no goal. That is not something that you achieved. That's not something you achieved. Now, if you set some realistic goals and you've obtained those goals, say you graduated high school. Well, no one in your family did. Wow, amazing. You're going off to college where no one in your family did. Fucking A right. Yes, be proud of that. You got an A on your calculus exam. Fuck yeah, good. You got yourself that dream car that you've always wanted. Yeah, be proud of that. You worked hard to get it. But in no way, shape, or form should anybody be proud of their skin color. That's fucking preposterous, because you had absolutely no say in that. That was not a goal. I just cannot say, you know what? I want to be Hispanic today. It's not going to happen. This is who I am. And people, you know, you can be proud of who you are as a person if you're a caring, loving, honest, faithful, loyal person with good morals and good values. You better be proud of that. And what's really sad today is children are so influenced by Hollywood that is not seen as a good thing anymore. Like, kids are being made fun of for their lunch money. They're being made fun of for being a virgin still. That's not okay. Like, our country has taken a nosedive with morality. It's fucked up and it's scary, and it's scary for our children because they're our future. So when does this world stop with this fake woke shit and get real and start getting along? And it's so violent now that if you don't agree with somebody, they are starting shit that could possibly kill somebody. And people have been killed, and it's fucked up. Enough is enough. All right, you guys, you don't. Exactly, Chilrock. Nobody has any control over what skin color they are. No. And, I was just thinking about this today. And I was talking about this. I forget who I was talking about this last night, too. But, I'm an American. Okay? I was born in America. This is who I am. My ancestors are from Italy, right? I cannot say that I'm Italian American. Yes, I have Italian heritage, but I'm American. I was born on American soil. I'm not Italian American. I'm just American. We need to stop dropping all of these stereotypes. If you have an ethnicity, be proud of it. Yes. And be proud that you come from a good family. Now, if I come from a shitty family, I'm not going to be particularly proud of that. I'm not. And my family, and with me especially, I made some wrong decisions back in the day that inevitably cost me a lot, cost me my freedom. I don't do that shit no more. I don't, because I don't want to go backwards. I want to go forwards. And we have to stop dropping the stereotypes. We have to stop, being so hateful towards one another. It's just making things worse. It's like, God damn, like, when is this going to end? I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Because a lot of people are suffering psychologically because of this, and physically. It's sickening. It really is. And, we have to start looking at how the crime rates are growing astronomically, and we have to start wondering why that is. And I'm all for a father being a father to their children, and sticking and being there to raise their children. Now, in my life, I had one person who stuck with me the whole time, and that was my stepfather. My own father kind of was just like, fuck this dad shit, I'm done with it, and sometimes, moms have to protect their kids. Sometimes, the people that you choose to make babies with are not the right kind of individual. Sometimes they're so used to making shitty decisions. Sometimes they do drugs. Sometimes they're abusive, and so we have to protect ours from that, But I really strongly believe that if these kids had fathers and were good role models in their lives, they wouldn't be searching out gang life and clicking up with kids that are just, they don't care about one another. If they're doing something bad, them kids are going to throw each other under the bus, and there's no loyalty anymore. I was just watching something on Al Sharpton. It was Fox News, I think. He was talking about like 70% of the black voters are absolutely pissed off because Democrats have not following through with what they said. I mean, since when do we know any politicians that actually do follow through with their promises? Because I don't remember like ever that happening. And he was, finally not talking about people being oppressed and the white man tearing everybody down. And it's like, people living just terrible lives and being oppressed and all of that. And it's like, dude, Al Sharpton is the last person that anybody should be listening to, because that motherfucker lives in a penthouse on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, and that's just one of his properties. He's owed the IRS $3 million just in taxes alone, and he's still a free man. And he talks all about white privilege and all this shit. It's like, The only privilege that is in this world is money, and it always has been. If you got money, you're going to be hella privileged. I mean, I want a bunch of diamond jewelry, but guess what? Can I get it? No, because I ain't got the fucking money for it. If I had a bunch of money, I could have paid a really, really, really good lawyer and not gone to prison for 3 years. Unfortunately, I couldn't. My family couldn't. Therefore, guess what? My ass went to prison. So money has always been that privilege. And case in point, Will Smith. I mean, he openly smacked Chris Rock on the Oscars, on like all around the world seeing it, right? And Chris Rock said he didn't want to press charges, but the state of California had enough evidence to pick up the charges and charge Will Smith with at least simple assault and battery. And nothing was done about it, except he resigned from the Oscars for 10 years. That was his only repercussion of walking up to Chris Rock and slapping him. Even though Chris Rock he said some of the most racist shit I've ever heard. He's still a comedian now. I just chalk it up as whatever. You know, everybody hates Chris, you know, but I think it was wrong that Will Smith did it. At first, I was like, what the fuck? Because I didn't know the whole story. And then, you know, how Jada, you know, just emasculates the hell out of Will, and he probably was psychologically fucked up from his marriage. And, you know, he was laughing at first, and then he just smacked the fuck out of Chris Rock because his wife was staring at daggers into his soul. And, you know, he would let Jada sleep with everybody and not leave her because he's in love with her. He loved the wrong woman. And, yeah. So his money got him out of, you know, of going to jail. And Al Sharpton is he's full of hot air anyways. I think the people that are a lot of people followed him and gave him money. And now a lot of people are seeing him for what he truly is he likes to stir the pot, and he likes to add to the division as much as possible. Guys, I have to go. I have to go think of, I read your comment and I just said it. Stupid. Okay. Take care of you guys. I have to go to this dentist appointment. I just want to get a lot of this off my chest and see how you guys were doing today, and just get your take on how this is what this is, the world is. It's in such a complicated state right now where I wish that we can come to a peaceful resolution and just take the chapter that we're on right now, close the book, and then pick a new one and start over from scratch, because it's possible. It really is. Just people got to want to do it. All right, guys. Love y'all. I'll see you.